Hi guys, welcome to this video. This year, 2020, I plan to work so hard on this new channel. This is the channel where I'm going to share the real me, the real stories behind our daily vlogging channel. And I am ready to get started. Basically, I want to share a few of the videos that were on our old channel before I really get started making content for this channel. Building blocks, I guess, is what you would call these videos leading up to some bigger videos that I plan to make. Today's video is all about the journey of building our family. I talk about everything that happened trying to conceive my last child. I wanted to have more kids after Sophia. Some of you guys don't know that. And this is the story of my infertility journey. I started having babies super early in life. This is the only thing I actually wanted to do with my life. I'm so blessed and grateful to have been able to do it and have the 5 kids that I have. I know a lot of you guys out there are suffering trying to get pregnant at all. Hopefully this journey that I share with you in this video encourages you and pushes you to realize that God has a plan and that there's no time limit on that plan. That sometimes even when things don't happen in the time that we want it to happen, doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, and we just need to keep going forward every single day. Guys, welcome to my video. If you are a regular subscriber to this channel, then you know I have been doing a brand new series on this channel called Getting to Know Us, and I've been just sharing a bunch of stories about things that have happened to us in the past before we started vlogging. And today I'm going to do the video of Sophia's story. If you haven't watched, I'm going to give you a little bit of history. If you haven't watched Gabby's story, which comes before Sophia's story, then you might want to go back and watch that. I'll put a link in the description for Gabby's story. So I'm going to start out at the end of Gabby's story. So if you haven't watched that, you might want to go back and watch that. So Sophia is my youngest child, my youngest daughter, and she is my 5th child. I had my 4th child, also a little girl, was pregnancy after a tubal reversal, and Sophia is the story of my journey with infertility. My 4th baby when I was 37 years old, and the doctors had already told me that, had already considered me advanced maternal age, and said, if you want to have another baby, then you need to do it as soon as possible, because time is ticking and you need to just get it done before it becomes a big issue. So I breastfed Gabby for 9 months, and I said to my husband, okay, we can't go any longer, we need to start trying now. I stopped breastfeeding my daughter, and we started trying. And when I started trying for my 4th baby after my tubal reversal, we expected to really have to struggle. The doctors warned us and said, this could take some time, even though getting pregnant had never taken time for me. And so we were really surprised when I got pregnant the 2nd cycle after surgery, after major surgery. And so this time when they said to me, even though you just had a baby 9 months ago, this could take some time because you're 38 years old. And I was like, whatever, it's obviously not going to take that much time because I already just had a baby. Little did I know. So we tried the 1st cycle, nothing happened. We tried one more cycle and I thought for sure I was gonna be pregnant, and nope, nothing happened again. After the 2nd cycle, I thought, all right, I need to really know what I'm doing. That's the cycle that I started getting really hardcore into trying to get pregnant. I started charting my fertility. I started taking my temperature every day. I started calling Sam at work saying, Sam, it's time, you've gotta come home. And he was really good about it, surprisingly. He was really, just did whatever I told him to do, and he was really excited, and he really wanted to have another baby. I joined a bunch of support groups and found some amazing ladies that I am still friends with to this day while I was trying to get pregnant. When you're trying to get pregnant, it is such a lonely journey. People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to hear about it. And it's all consuming. It totally consumes every single part of your mind, what you're thinking at any given time. Month after month, it just kept flying by, and still I just was not pregnant. It was so surprising to me. I don't even understand. I went to the doctor a couple of times, and one thing I learned is that when you're older, doctors are like, yeah, well, you're old, so we can't help you. And there are lots of things I could have tried, lots of things that I could have done, but there's not very much support. If you are young and healthy, doctors are like, yes, let's do this, we can do it. But when you're older, they're like, you're already old. Through the whole course of our infertility, I knew I was gonna have another baby. I knew it. I dreamed of this little girl that looked just like Gabby but had different kind of eyes, a baby with dark black hair that I knew. I knew I was gonna have a baby, and I knew it was gonna be a girl. And other people would say, oh, you can't know that. I knew, like, I knew it in my heart. At Christmas time, we had been trying for about 10 months, and yeah, 10 months, you guys. And that might seem like not a very short time for a lot of people, but for me, who got pregnant without even trying to get pregnant so many other times, that was such a long time for me. At Christmas time, I bought a little decoration for our Christmas tree. For Gabby, it had her name on it, and I bought it for the Christmas tree. And when I bought it, I bought another one, and it said Sophia on it. And I showed it to Sam, and I said, look, I bought these Christmas decorations. And he said, Sophia? What? We don't even have a Sophia. And I said, but we are gonna have a Sophia. We had already decided on our names for a boy and on our names for a girl, and I knew we were gonna have a Sophia. And I kept my faith, and I tried to stay positive, and it was the hardest thing. Probably infertility was one of the hardest things that we have ever gone through. I think that having infertility and not knowing that it was going to turn out okay would be way more harder than having infertility and knowing without a doubt that I was going to have a baby. After I bought the Christmas decoration, I hung it on the tree, and we had a really nice Christmas, and I got a puppy for Christmas that year. That's the year that we got Macy. We got Macy that year, and she was a little tiny 1-pound Chihuahua, and she was the cutest little thing, and I just loved her. In January, so that was in December, and in January I got pregnant, and it was just so crazy. I had at that point, I just was so lost and so overwhelmed. I stopped charting my fertility. I stopped keeping track. I just said, like, if it's gonna happen, it's just gonna happen. I can't, you know, it was the tracking of my fertility was so much more stressful and so much more work for me. So when I gave it all up, I just felt so much more comfortable. So I got a puppy for Christmas, and the next month, a couple of weeks later, I got pregnant. I did not even know I was pregnant. It was early February, and Sam and I packed up our family, and we went to Toronto because Sam's younger sister was getting married, and we went to her wedding. And Sophia, or Gabby, was in her wedding. She was only how old was she? She was almost 2 years old at that point, and she was in the wedding. So we went to the wedding, and we came home from the wedding, and I didn't notice anything different at all. We came home from the wedding, and a couple days after we had been home, I thought, I'll just take a pregnancy test because you never know, I could be pregnant. And of course I took it, and it was positive, and I was freaking out. I phoned Sam and I said, oh my gosh, I took it. I was like freaking out. He couldn't even understand what I was saying, but yeah, it turned out that I was already 5 weeks pregnant by the time I found out. Because I had a previous tubal surgery, it meant that I was high risk for a tubal pregnancy. So because anybody who has surgery on their tubes is required to go and do a bunch of prenatal testing really early on. So it was really imperative that I find out as soon as possible so that I could book a bunch of tests to make sure that the baby wasn't in my tubes, because that can be a life-threatening situation. So Sam and I had decided that this time I was not gonna go to the doctor, I was gonna go to a midwife. And I thought that a midwife would just be more relaxed and not be throwing around terms like advanced maternal age and hypertension and high risk. And I just wanted a relaxed, easygoing pregnancy. And that's exactly what I had going to the midwife. They didn't say anything about my age. In fact, what they said to me was, we have older patients than you. And so I had a really relaxed pregnancy. I did not have a single solitary complication at all. So at 41 weeks, I was induced because none of my babies ever want to come out. So I'm always induced at 41 weeks. And she was my biggest baby by far. She was 9 pounds, 3 ounces. She had a ton of black hair and big fat chubby cheeks, just like in all of the dreams that I had of her. was amazing, and it was just exactly what I knew it would be, and all that waiting and all that struggle, and I did not even hardly touch on all the struggle. It was really stressful. It is really hard to try to have something that you want really badly and not know how to fix it, and not know how to get what you want, and not have any support. The support for people suffering from infertility, people feel bad, and you can talk to people about it, but you can't talk about it for month after month after month, because people get tired of it. And you don't want infertility to define who you are. You don't want people to say, oh my gosh, here comes Laura, all she's going to do is talk about how she can't have a baby. So people just internalize it, and it becomes a really private battle. A lot of people didn't even know it was an issue with us, I don't think, because we just kept it private. And it was all worth it when she was born. It was amazing. It was perfect. She was perfect. After Sophia was born, it became apparent very quickly that she had colic, and little did we know what things were going to transpire in our life with her. Well, she was a little girl. She had so much trouble when she was a baby. She became very, very sick, and I'm gonna end the video at that because I wanna share with you the story of how we almost lost Sophia. Oh, just saying it even makes me tear up. It's probably going to be an emotional video, and I'm gonna try and shoot that sometime this week, so watch for that if you're interested in seeing what happened to Sophia after she was born and how we almost lost her. I wish anybody out there trying to conceive the best of luck. I just want you guys to know that I know the struggle. The struggle is real. When you want something as badly as having a child and bringing it into this earth, just know that God has a reason for making you wait, and that it might not be your turn right now, but that does not mean that it's not going to be your turn. And that every time God says no, just know that that doesn't mean that one day he's going to say yes. So good luck to all of you guys trying to conceive, and I hope you enjoy the video.